Hello YouTube followers, I hope you have been well since our last episode. With so much fake news happening lately, especially in the UFO community, I decided I'd do a special episode covering some of the recent stuff that's been put out there by some so-called UFO channels to show you that they are not experts in their field and do not do proper research. And some even create the fakes themselves and put them up as a UFO sighting, as I will show you. I don't want to be classed as a UFO debunk channel. That's not my main goal here. I do UFO mini documentaries to try and bring the subject material to people that are interested in knowing and discussing the topics that I reveal. As you can see, I don't script what I say. I do make the odd mistake. Now, some of these channels go over and over again what they say and make sure it's perfect. I don't claim to be an expert, but I have done a couple of degrees. One is a Bachelor of Science, and the other one is a specialised business computing diploma degree that I've spent many years in education, also providing assistance in the education system, maintaining their computer systems. So I know how to research stuff so it can be presented in a project in a factual and concise way. It's well known these hoax channels respond to the allegations of them hoaxing and making up the videos as debunkers being government agents or misinformation shills to try and to turn the people away from their channel. This is not the case at all. It's a shame that many of the big YouTube channels on UFOs are just plain hoax channels or fake news channels, or they do a mix of legit facts and make up their own story over top. Such a channel that does this sort of stuff is a channel called SecureTeam10. He's good at with his words and wooing the public to his way. So let's get underway. Here are the stories from his channel over the last 2 weeks, and I will show you what the real facts of the case and what it really is, and not what he's proposing as a UFO or related to UFO intervention. His recent case, he's talking about mystery booms occurring in America. Now, for someone like myself that's lived my whole life with earthquakes and know exactly how they work and what the noises they make, I can say without doubt that these mystery booms are related to earthquakes or many earthquakes that are not detectable, because they're small but directly underneath you, because you have major fault lines and you have minor fault lines. I live a mile away from my minor fault line, and every so often the house will make a boom noise and shake everything inside it, and I will go online and check the faults monitoring station, and there will be nothing on there. Sometimes you just get the whole street that shakes and it dies away, and it can be the whole area, neighborhood, or even just one house has been reported just to have a noise. So it can happen. It doesn't have to be something that's mystery at all and has some science to it. I've done a quick search on Google for science journals and websites, and you can see that they have confirmed what I have said from my own experience, that they can have lots of monitoring stations, but if it's a minor earthquake, it can shake the house and people can notice it, but it won't be detected by their monitoring stations. Also, there's a small chance that it may not be the earthquake, but a very, very small chance that it could have been those things that I have listed above in screen snapshots, including sonic boom from planes, meteorites entering the atmosphere, and also space junk, but I doubt it's tunneling underneath the city by secret government agents that are making alien bases underneath. As you can see, recently there's been quite a few little earthquakes reported in America, and this should be a warning to everybody that they should be preparing for a big earthquake. Put torches in every room, get solar chargers going, make sure you got water, lots of water, and food stored away just for the big event to happen. It will happen sometime. New Zealand's had a few big earthquakes, as you've seen on TV by now, and it's been going around the Ring of Fire, and California is well overdue for the big one because it's got 2 fault lines that are out to sea there. Here's another stupid one of his. An alien portal opens up in the sky. Now, most people have probably seen lots of rocket launches by now in videos and always know what the vapor trail looks like from a rocket, and also a vapor trail that's from a plane. But it seems that still there's people out there that don't know, including SecureTeam10. Anything that's like a cone shape is often related to some kind of rocket. And sure enough, with 5 minutes research, some information was found showing that there was a rocket test done in that area. Some of the information coming up is from UFO of Interest.org. If you ever want to check out a story from one of these channels on a UFO sighting, check his channel or ask him to review a video, and he'll look for evidence to see if it's anything natural. His website looks like it's all in Italian though, so you have to translate it, but he's best to be contacted on Twitter, where he talks English only and posts English debunks for everybody to read. Here's the next thing from SecureTeam10. Object seen over Kuwait. I wonder what it could be. Does it look like something you've seen before? Sure it does. It looks like a rocket contrail, vapor trail. Has that sort of mistiness to it at the end. Now, here's an article showing that it's actually a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket returning back to Earth, and puts on a display for everybody. This is the thing with SecureTeam10. You never see them removing videos once they've been confirmed as a non-UFO. Once they're IFO, they should be removed and maybe an update video posted saying it's been debunked or identified. One should also modify the title to say debunked or identified, instead of leaving it with a clickbait header like this next story on a sea monster. This is a crazy story. You get lots of things washing up on beaches every year, and often they're identified. There's a lot of strange stuff in the seas though, but even on the same article where it talks about people calling it a sea monster, the scientists said it's most likely a sperm whale, which is what it turned out to be. No big mystery there. No UFO creature, no alien creature from the deep. This is one thing I've noticed with Tyler from SecureTeam10. He's able to talk a big story. It goes on for like 15 minutes. It might only be just a single photo that he's talking about, but he can blab on. And the reason for that is that you can host more ads on that video, and hopefully people will click and they will make more money from that one video clip. We'll talk more about the money closer to the end of the episode. It's the money and the amount of followers a channel has that everyone will say and attack the person that's debunking them as being jealous. But again, we'll talk about more of that later on in the episode. Speaking of photos, his next story is about a leaked alien photo on Reddit. Now, even looking at it, it looks suspect, doesn't it? It doesn't look real. It looks fake. But still, he put it up there and wanted to talk about it as being destroyed by the government or whatever, taken down. But the true story is that it turns out to be a made-up photo in Photoshop by a hacker group that took advantage of a hole in the Reddit system and corrupted some files. and they said it's taken from X-Files, which I have a photograph here, and merged with a standard desert background. So the mystery there is solved. No secret government takedown. Here's another story from Reddit that he did, talking about a guy asking a question to NASA about life in space and having his account banned. Well, it turns out that he was breaking the site's rules about getting voter upvotes, and so they disabled his account, which is probably fair enough because he broke the rules, and they probably just wanted to make an example of him so no one does it again. But it's probably a bit brutal banning the account, but they should have probably just suspended it for a few days. Of course, anyone could create the same question to NASA or make another account up and ask the question if it's not too late, and then put it to the test if the account gets deleted again. But yeah, it's just a storm in a teacup again. Just more fake news and hype. Okay, we come to the last one of SecureTeam10, so I'm going to do. This is just covering the last 2 weeks. You could do many hours on all of his episodes up, showing the real solution to what's been shown as a UFO or a UFO related incident. It's all BS. Wise up, think outside the box, learn how to analyze footage yourself and not take a word of some kid on the internet. Okay, about this video. Now this one shows a dark shadow that passes underneath the jet fighters in the video, amongst the cloud level or on the cloud level. But it was speculated that by other people, debunkers, that it probably was another aircraft or a shadow of an aircraft that's flying above. And sure enough, someone found the radar maps, and it corresponds exactly to where the dark shadow appears on the film. Now on to another hoaxer channel. This guy makes CGI hoaxes. All I can say is people that visit this channel or subscribe to it do it so for a laugh and not for anything serious in the UFO community. Puts a shame to ufology completely. They're so obviously faked, photoshopped. SecureTeam10 has been caught hoaxing stuff as well. I will talk about that later on in the episode, but he has faked eyewitness accounts for various hoax videos that he once did, so he's not squeaky clean. Now this section 51 version 2, because his first channel got banned apparently, shows UFOs in various situations, and as you can see he finds stock video footage that you can freely use. I won't spend much time on that guy because his ones are all fakes. Another person that puts up Photoshop copies of things is this Scott guy. Here are some of aliens shaking hands. You can see the original photos have been edited in Photoshop and put alien in instead. And also Soho Sun videos where they modify it with artificial blocks and say it's a cover-up or UFO in them. Here's another fake photo. It looks legit though, but if you applied normal science to it, the size of insects, it wouldn't be physically possible anyway. But people don't see that. They don't see the science of it, or don't understand that you can't have an insect that big. This is from another UFO channel called UFO Mania. They are terrible at mixing legit news in with fake news and take some stories from hoaxer channels as well, which is a shame because if they just stuck to the legit news and photographs, they would have a decent channel to watch. As you can see, most of these stories are old April Fool's jokes, and some of them go back years, but they just recycle the stories. There's also one here about US troops being teleported. Appeared on a army website, turned out to be an army's sense of humour for another April Fool's joke in 2016. So you can't believe everything you see that appears on YouTube channel, especially one that has been verified to be doing fake news. Since they don't do the research or proper research and check out the stories that they find on various partner websites, they fall into the same category as fake news. If they just did a wee bit of research before they published a story, they'd be doing justice for everybody and themselves. Here's another big story to hit the news in recent days about a Tasmanian Fireball in the sky. To the untrained eye, they would think it was a fireball, but it was later confirmed to be just another plain contrail or chemtrail, as some like to call it, that's reflecting the sunlight through it, making it a nice fiery orange and red and yellow to look like it's flames coming off something, and it's not. It's just water vapours mixed in with probably fumes and that sort of stuff, and creates a nice medium for the light to be refracted through it to give a nice effect in the sky. Now, as you can see, doing a quick Google search for various plain contrails at sunset, you can see here is quite a good collection showing you exactly the same thing, different angles, different times of night. So yeah, it's definitely a contrail of a plane, despite all these people here whinging that it is not, and that we're being brainwashed by the government. So yeah, I think maybe they're just a wee bit naive. Also, you can see here that UFO of Interest has done a radar map showing the plane that was passing through Tasmania onto the way to New Zealand that actually created the contrail. End of story. That brings us to the question why so many news outlets on the web and YouTube are hoaxing or promoting fake news. That's because if you have a look at some of these stats from a website that will tell you estimated incomes of YouTube channels, you can see a lot of money can be made. It also depends on whether his fans or followers disable ad block and click on the ads that they're showing on the side or on the video itself, or sometimes they have an intro ad on the front, which catches a lot of people out thinking it's that video when it's actually a promo or ad, and don't realise that they can skip it. But yeah, you can see here SecureTeam10 is nearing $1 million a year. That's only an estimate though, it's probably nothing like that, but it's still a reasonable living that he's earning off the internet, and that's just on the ads alone. Not merchandise and other things that can be sold and made money from. Fair enough making money from videos though, because it does take time to make them, but long as they are legit and not actually making the hoaxes themselves, it's fair enough. But if someone spends many hours, which they do take a lot of time to make, generally it takes me 4 to 8 hours to make even just a 10-minute segment, not just using a cam and talking to a cam and just bringing up pictures. It just takes a wee while to compile it all and enhance the footage. Again, let's make it clear that I do believe in UFOs. I believe in aliens in the universe that have been around a lot longer than humans and have been travelling it for a long time. Surely would have made it to our planet by now with all the noise and explosions that we do with nukes. Probably sends out a big burst of information to them. So surely by now they would have tracked us. I don't believe that everything is American spy planes or secret planes, top secret projects, but some of it could be related and some of it could be those sightings as well. But I think it's a mixed bag. So I'm not just a debunker just for the hell of it like some channels. So what's being done by fake news and hoax channels out there? Well, this guy here called Heathcliff from Lionsground is trying to do something about it. He's not a UFO debunker like many other channels do, but he's a bit like myself. He talks about various interesting stories and talks about government lies and corruption and Illuminati and that sort of stuff. So he's into some other stuff, not just UFOs. And what has he done? He's created a debunk video using some other guys found information on SecureTeam10. Dazza, the cameraman, took to town one of these Planet X photos that SecureTeam10 put up, and had a eyewitness on it, which he found out by reversing it in software was actually Tyler's voice, who was faking the interview of being a scientist. Now that's the worst thing any hoax channel could do. Not only just fake photos, but also make fake eyewitnesses to the story. Now Lionsground took this to the Sun tabloid to expose the truth on SecureTeam10 hoaxing, knowing full well that the magazine also is one of the main promoters of his hoax videos. And this, as you can read, is the article and the feedback he got. And basically Tyler just made a mock of him, saying that he's just jealous and nutty and all that sort of stuff through the article that the Sun published. As you can read, the Sun rag, as I call him, didn't use the debunk videos that Lionsground provided, and instead used some of the videos directly on SecureTeam10, giving them more promotion and not showing the actual debunks of these videos, mainly the best one of proof that Tyler had faked eyewitness voice, and shows how to reverse it in software. As you can read, it's not a feud between two channels as the papers are reporting and other people. It's really Lionsground taking on the fakers out there on behalf of the UFO community. He's doing it on his own. You can see SecureTeam10 response. Tyler has talked about a song that Lionsground did, and if you read the caption underneath, it says it's weird viewing. Well, Lionsground was just making a fun video singing about the debunker Tyler, of course, and it was taken out of context. So yes, so they're trying to ridicule him and defame him for trying to expose the hoaxing by this particular channel called SecureTeam10. So let's see how it's going to pad out over the next month, I suppose, and you can see that Lionsground is not happy with the reporter on the story. Again, I will place links in the description so you can go and visit these channels yourself, Debunkers channels and Lionsground channel and the like. They're just trying to clean up the information out there so the real facts are shown to everybody, and to try and rid these people that are mocking and destroying the UFO community and proper news channels. Fake news is really bad. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and like it on the way out, and subscribe to the channel if you're not a member of my YouTube channel. It will help you get notifications of future episodes I do. So take care, and I'll see you again soon.